Well, sorry about that, everybody. Well, we are back on track. Sorry, missed the start. They started prematurely, but not my fault. I held my hands up, and not my fault. Anyway, we start off with Bullet in his first position. He's doing rather well, I must admit. I believe he was in pole position, so really nothing has changed for Bullet. Mickey, on the other hand, has jumped a place, which is very good for him. And Ivano has gone up a place since he started in 4th, I believe. JSR doing very, very well indeed in the black Mercedes. And they're doing very, very well. Damiesha, on the other hand, he seems to be doing very well so far. GSYJ, I'm not familiar, to be honest, I'm not really familiar with this driver or his/her abilities or skills. So at the moment, we will see with the race and whether they're any good or not. Fast GMS, I'm not too familiar with this driver, I must admit. However, I have seen them in one other race and they didn't do too badly, so that can't be such a bad thing. Pagal Roger Jr., to be honest, I really thought Pagal Roger Jr. would have started a lot higher up the grid, but I believe he started in mid-pack. So unfortunately, due to his, well, clearly a disliking of either A, the car, or disliking of B, the track, clearly he hasn't rose to the ranks of pole position. So we will see later on. However, we have Grim on our sights right now in 8th position. Doesn't seem to be doing too badly. They've only had 2 laps to go, but and are all fairly close to each other, so that's not too bad. However, LOL Power is got the old taxi version out, so that's good for him. 8th position, I would expect a little bit more, to be honest, from LOL Power, but we will see later on. Nightmare Racer, well, if he can pull off this this car / this track successfully, he will go rather considerably higher up the grid. With Monroe in 10th position, I love the flames. Thank you, Monroe. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's good stuff. With Grimlock, looks to me a bit alone there, but not too bad. It seems Bullet has gone down a few spaces with him spinning out, along with driven by I can't even say it, driven by Dharma in 13th. So unfortunately, his position has not really benefited. With Jason quitting, that only leaves, incidentally, 14 players. So, or 14 drivers, should I say. So, unfortunately, that is all we have. With Craig up first with the IBM livery. Everything's going well. Okay, good for you, Craig. However, up front it's a bit of a different story with Mickey in front, Vano in second, being chased down by JSR. So who will win? It's a case of who's going to win out of these two. really, so it's going to be quite interesting in a bit. However, we have Fast GMS and he's chasing down by GSYJ. As I said a little bit earlier, I'm not too familiar with GSYJ, or let's just call him GSY. So at the moment he seems to be doing okay, but he's perhaps a little bit too aggressive, maybe. But sure enough, when time ticks on, we'll actually see whether he's actually too aggressive for his own good or not. Quite simply. Well, we have Big Roger Jr. He's in 7th position. I do believe he started in 9th. So actually, he's not doing too badly. I mean, let's face it. At least he's made up a couple of positions, which, well, in retrospect, it can't be bad at all. So that's great stuff. Nightmare Racer with the Brawn livery, chased down by NOL Power, and clearly in the Taxi livery, clearly designed by NOL Power himself. But sooner rather than later, and someone is going around. Oh dear, JSR has hit the sand, hit the gravel, and he is back to 9th place from 4th, I recall. So that's a bit of unfortunate timing for JSR, and now Bullet overtakes him as well, so now JSR goes back down to 10th. Oh dear. Well, I'm sure there's got to be some solace with JSR competing here. Bullet seems to be doing rather well at the moment. However, let's look at towards the front. We have Mickey, who's leading, which is quite good, and Ivano, who's 2.2 seconds behind, and is on the dirt, and oh dear, he's gone super wide on the final turn. How is this happening? Well, you know what, he hasn't lost a huge amount of time or spaces, even though it's actually slowed the car down a lot, and I mean a lot. Well, it looks like Fast GMS has taken that spot, saying I will take 3rd place, and Damiesha, wow, 2nd place already. Wow. Well, they're all on they're all on sports hard, so it should be quite an entertaining race. With Damiesha 8.4 seconds behind Mickey. So clearly Mickey is doing everything, and I mean everything, right. So we will see if Mickey can keep it up. The fact is Damiesha good enough to close the gap? Well, in position 6 we have Nightmare Racer, who's also, oh dear, and Fast GMS, oh dear. And Fast GMS is left the track. He's lost 3 positions, and unfortunately he went super wide on the final turn, the one that incidentally catches the majority of people out, especially in understeery cars like these little beasties. And fast GMS, you don't really want to catch the sand right there. Ivano, you were fortunate not to spin out, but Ivano gets up to 5th place. Fast GMS drops down to 8th place. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Well, looking at Monroe, he's got a little bit of catching up to do, I must admit. Let's oh, well, join you right back. Sorry about that, people. Okay, and on Monroe's car, he does have a little bit of catching up to do. Unfortunately, right ahead of him is, well, just one car really, and that's GSYJ, who's over 5.5 seconds ahead. So he's got a lot of catching up to do, as Monroe. However, JSR, although a good start, everything started going rather downhill soon after, so we'll see if things improve in time. Driven by Dharma, clearly in a race that was kind of going well at the beginning, but unfortunately he spun out on the first lap, which was a bit of a shame. We didn't catch it, but we'll see if we can get that later on. With Grimlock behind him, obviously he's got a bit of a marker there, so maybe he can just hold on to that position and, with any luck, catch up, driven by Dharma, which is, since he's not the greatest driver in the world, but you will see indeed. Well, Mickey's, well, we have another driver out, and I believe that is Craig, or Craig P, as they call him. Okay, so unfortunately Craig is also out, which is a bit of a shame. I thought he was going to do rather well. He was rather pumped up to race this track, but it turns out that today is not going to be his day. That's what I'm talking about, Mickey. You've got to judge those corners. And Damiesha also goes into the pits, so this could be a big thing. Animal Power stays out clearly, with Nightmare Racer following him. That shouldn't be a problem. With Bullet, is he going to go into the pits? Yes, he is. Fast GMS going to the pits? No. He stays in. He stays out, rather. So far, there's only been 2 people that have actually come into the pits. GSR, Bullet. And now Monroe has come into the pits. I think this may be a very, very good strategy. So, but we will see. At the moment, it will be about fuel. However, there will be, or maybe, another stop, but that's only to some who are playing it that way. If we check out fast GMS, okay, not a problem there, but clearly GSYJ I must admit, these cars aren't exactly the most stable of vehicles, I must admit. So, well, Damisha, since pitting, he's obviously gone straight into third position, which is a good thing for him, definitely. With Mickey previously first, and now with LOL Power, who incidentally hasn't actually pitted yet. So he's keeping his tyres very good, very well at the moment. However, Mickey is only 4.5 seconds behind, but he's closing as well since the better tyres on, or fresher tyres. So we're going to see what LOL Power actually has in the tank to actually keep ahead of Mickey. We see on board Mickey, but we can't really see LOL Power, not just yet, and I think that was a little bit silly, but Mickey takes or retakes first position with LOL Power, plenty of time, and unfortunately he's just in the pits, and off he goes after a little bit of fill up, change of tyres, and he's absolutely ready to go. Well, let's see it from their point of view, and look at this. Oh, unfortunately Nightmare Racer goes off the track. Unbelievable. But that final corner, final bend has caught so many people out today. It really has. And unfortunately for Nightmare Racer, or rather should I say fortunately for Nightmare Racer, it hasn't actually lost him any places. So quite frankly, that was very, very fortunate. So as we see it, GSYJ rocking all three, so should be quite entertaining, because the Fast GMS, Pegal versus Junior, and GSYJ are actually racing in fairly close proximity. However, GSYJ hits the dirt and goes super wide. Unfortunately, there goes another one. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, he may not lose any places, since the person behind him, JSR, is so far behind, which fortunately hasn't lost him too much, although it's lost him about 9 seconds. But unfortunately, that That's not too great for a GSYJ, I must admit. JSR, however, seems to be going okay for now. It was, I think it was more of a case of, you know, actually getting used to the track with this car combination. So, and clearly some of these guys haven't actually practiced with this specific car on this specific track. So with that said, I would say that accidents or mistakes are inevitable. Sorry guys, but yeah, that's true. Inevitable. Well, we have a look at Monroe. Love the flames, Monroe. Fantastic. And he goes super wide as well. Oh dear, oh dear. And cruising on the dirt. Oh dear, oh dear. Come on, Monroe. Get on. So, as we see it, Monroe is fine and joining the main straight. Very good. However, AGT Grimlock, or Grim for short, I will call him, is doing pretty well. However, he is in 11th place out of 12. So, quite frankly, that is not very good by anyone's standards. Driven by Dharma, he was in second position at one point. However, the lack of skill and control with these cars slash this track seems to be going downhill by from Driven by Dharma, unfortunately. So there you go. Unfortunately, you can really only do as well. Who's going to go off wide there? No, he's okay. So far so good. But he does really, I mean really does need to catch up AGT Grimlock. And the car in front is also Mickey Oracle, I believe. Yeah. People. Well, it's got a bit of a nice design on there, Husbullet. These cars are all custom designed by our independent drivers. Oh, that's careful bullet, you might lose it there. And yeah, basically everybody designs their own livery in this race, so that's fantastic. So we can actually see their masterclass skills in decorating a car. And if you're any good, give us a shout. If you fancy racing amongst other drivers' room members and be streamed just like I'm doing now, give me a shout. And if you want some of it, please feel free to contact me. And incidentally, if you fancy subscribing to my channel, you can do. And if you like the video, please don't hesitate to like the video. fantastic, and as things would have it, well, LOL Power has lots of space behind him and in front of him, so that's not bad. Jammy-D is exactly the same, incidentally. However, we have Nightmare Racer, which is really close to Bullet here, and will he be able to actually pressure Bullet into either A, making a mistake, or B, just becoming faster than him and then overtaking him? But we will see. It's Nightmare Racer and Bullet in close proximity, so this should actually be very good. With Nightmare setting fastest sectors for himself, he's doing quite well, but he doesn't want to hit the sand like he has done there, and he's dropped down one place. Oh dear, that's unfortunate for Nightmare, because I thought he was on chance of catching up Bullet, but no, Fast JMS said thank you very much, I will take that position, and he has done. Thank you. Unfortunately, Nightmare Racer has lost a place, even though he was just getting quicker. But you know something, this is the problem. If you try too hard on this track, you will end up making mistakes. Seen this so many times, really. I've seen this so many times. Well, unfortunately, that's the way it goes. So we got Roger Jr. in 7th position, no real threats here. GSYJ not bad, but unfortunately hasn't liveried his car, which quite frankly is disappointing. Come on Jay, you need to livery your car. JSR, however, yeah, he's liveried his car, well, of sorts. He's painted it black with a number on. All of less than 5 minutes. Congratulations. But you know what? He's made the effort to change his car, so in that respect, well done. So unfortunately, let's go down the grid a little bit. We have Monroe in 10th, a bit of a gap between front and behind. Again, AGT Grimlock, a bit of a gap. Driven by Dharma is obviously had many mistakes in this track. He clearly does not like the track / car combination, and clearly this can be actually the death of some drivers here. So in short, if you want to be a part of this drivers room, give me a holler and then we'll do my best to hook you up with the driver's room. Meanwhile, Mickey, on the other hand, is first position. I think actually he's been in first position from the very start. Well, it looks like Jammy-D is following, but obviously he won't be catching first position with 5 seconds left, with Mickey just about to cross the line. Oh no, he's already crossed the line, pardon me. Jammy-D about to cross the line in second position, and there you go, with LOL Power finishing in third, Bullet fourth, and Nightmare Racer in fifth. fast JMS is, oh, I don't quite know what he's doing in the pits area, but very strange, but there you go. Pago Roger Jr. Finishes in 7th, GSYJ in 8th, while JSR is about to cross the line, and over we go in 9th position with Monroe. Quite a way to go for now. So they got this long bend. The second part of it. Not to go too wide, which he hasn't done, so well done Monroe. Monroe ends up crossing the line in 10th position. Well done guys, with Grimlock in 13th and Damiesha in 14th last. So victory goes to Mickey. Pole position, so fantastic, and the fastest lap also. So clearly he's above the rest, quite frankly. So bravo to Mickey, well done Mickey, and thank you for racing. It's been a pleasure guys, but don't forget to subscribe, like the video, subscribe, or do what you will. I thank you for being here, and I will see you next week for the DRSL race. Thank you very much. Bye bye for now.